this love, take it down. Oh, if you climb a mountain and you...
Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And we're going to check out Spaulding Court. Going to park the Focus. Join us for dinner, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I got the date right here, but I'm actually a little early. North Corktown Hostel, Detroit. Like a youth hostel. A wall is just a wall. It can be broken down. Yeah, so words of caution for Donald Trump, who wants to build the big wall. Walls are meant to be broken. Well, here's the backside of the youth hostel. And so they had some artistic painting done. And so they share an alley with the Spaulding Court here. And, well, the neighborhood has some garden action. Some of it needs to be tended to, but that's a big kind of part of the neighborhood. It seems like some of the influx of new people are kind of nature-friendly type folk. There's your proximity to downtown. You could have a bankruptcy for 555. All right, so you can get your bearings. Rosa Parks is pretty much a main thoroughfare through here. Kind of bisects North Corktown. And here the Spaulding Court, they need to repaint the sign. But anyways, that harkens to let you know you have arrived. But it's a complex that's complex in a partial sense because I think some people live here and then some of it's boarded up. So not totally sure about the living arrangements and how they do down here. It's really none of my business. But I will check out the artwork though. And they have some nice rose bushes. Oh, the broken window theory. So they have a stage. Here's the program. And it's all of this and more. Trust me. But there's going to be presentations made to the community. Everybody puts in like $5. We'll break bread and have soup later. And we have a democratic vote on who had the best presentation and who will do the most good for the city of Detroit. Here, enjoy life. So there's an inspirational message I think we can all kind of live by or ascertain to. So the campfire pit there, some artwork, little benches. It's where I parked over there. The Lido. Yeah, so kind of like when I walk around the neighborhood, there's a lot of empty grass lots. Some have been mowed, some haven't. So it's kind of like the city-owned lots. You're almost for certain they haven't been mowed, but some of the private-owned lots have. But if with all the recent developments in Corktown with Ford going to develop the depot, this North Corktown area will see a little added interest. Little game of football taking place here. Or maybe I've watched too much World Cup soccer because that's what they call it, football. But whatever. They're playing it. Looks like a nice picnic shelter. Some nice concrete. And yeah, we have some urban farming taking place. And we got a weeping willow tree. And something's going on here. They have some heavy artillery. And amongst all that, you'll see the flowers. We have a good array of wildflowers growing throughout the city. I've even planted some wildflowers in front of my house, in front of the porch. I got like a flower bed, so we're going to see. You always get surprised. They bloom at different times, different colors. Yeah. But anyways, you can get wildflowers here for free and some nicely groomed lots. There's the depot, Michigan Central Depot, but the old-timers like to refer to it as the depot. So I kind of like the shortened version too. The KISS principle, and that works with me every time. So we'll call it the depot. But look at Mother Nature here. There's a lot of green. And I'm just doing kind of like a 360 here, but you can almost get away from it all right here in North Corktown. So there's room for development, to be sure. People that want to have a unique place or something, well, you could start and say, well, let's buy a couple lots here, and maybe we'll build a house to suit in the future or whatnot. Here, commercial space, so this is just north of I-75. Urban planning, everything's a piece of the puzzle. Everything's interconnected. You're just a stone's throw from the Motor City Casino, and you saw their hotel there. DET.com. It's the abbreviation for Detroit. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it short and simple. Here, a piano type thing. And so art is everywhere. But this dual purpose, it's also, made by Everett. But it's also the address. How about that? That's cleverly done. So there's some nice homes that are well kept. And here, some artwork here, studios. I like the entrance here to this place. It's almost like it had a collision already, but I think they meant it to look like that. But then across the way, art with bicycles. Just north of I-75 here. So yeah, I'm going to do a little walking today as I spin through the neighborhood. But yeah, some urban artists have made their presence felt here in North Corktown. There's a better look at the depot. And the CPA building there, check that out. That's for lease. This was a good cloud day, so I keep going back and forth, checking out the clouds. I think we had a weather system pass through earlier, drop some rain, and usually like right after that, a lot of times you'll get a good cloud pattern to follow. Yeah, there's artists that have set up camp, and it's kind of neat because you got a mix of artists, but then you have like farmers too. So... And the young folk also, and a diversity. Oh, it's a cool mix. So here, white picket fence in the city. And that's a water system there. Holding tank. And then there's some artwork from afar here. We'll take a closer look. Some of the buildings, though, need some work. Or, it's a lot of wood-framed housing. And some of it has fallen into disrepair. But it's amazing nowadays what they can do, what they can refurbish, repurpose. Here again, you could even have farming. Well, this harkens back to an earlier time for me because I worked for Pony Express, and I was a busboy. I took the Michigan Avenue 200 line, took the bus, got off at Rosa Parks, and then walked north a few blocks, and this was Pony Express, package delivery firm. And I'm not sure what the building's being used for now, and I'd have to Google Pony Express to see if they're still in business. Hopefully they are in some capacity. But here on a nice June day, we're firm into springtime and everything's green. Now, I guess the artist was telling me a storm that was vertical and a storm blew it over, kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but with an art form. But it looks cool like that. And it's got another story to tell about it. But yeah, it was supposed to be vertical and was for quite some time, but now it's got the lean factor. So Rosa Parks, certainly a historical figure in Detroit, had a street named in her honor. But I'm swinging back around to see if we're getting any closer to the start of the event. Earth is flat. I'll be damned. I did not know that. Okay. They're going to get underway shortly, but I still have a few moments. So I'll walk around a little bit more. I don't have to worry there's benches if I get tired. Some of these buildings, it could be rentals and the like. But down yonder, oh yeah, I knew there was a watering hole. And then, if you're familiar with the cottonwood tree, it has its moment for a couple weeks in the year. Apparently in early June it has this, but you get it where it's like snowing, which is really kind of cool. I have a neighbor that has a cottonwood tree in his backyard, and sometimes it sure feels like the grass is all covered and stuff. It looks like it snowed. Just the dusting, but still. It's minor inconvenience, but it goes through. It's one of the things of spring that you have that you go through. So here's Nancy Whiskey's, and this place has survived through thick and thin. A lot of people thought when Tiger Stadium went down, even this nice rental property, that's going quite well. Great clouds here too. But Nancy Whiskey's had a fire a few years back, and they refurbished it, redid it up, and it seems like it's more popular than ever. They have live music and so forth, the tin ceiling, and as I can recall, never a cover charge, which is really, really cool. Here are the start of the Ambassador Bridge. We're going to get started on the Gordie Howe International Bridge fairly soon, let's hope. Olympia, that harkens back to another time. That's since been torn down. Brick Stadium then became Tiger Stadium, and that was torn down. Luckily, the train station was not torn down, yes. Kudos and plenty of thanks to Ford Motor for taking on that project. I think they'll do quite well with that. That's an exciting time to be sure. And I even have video of a big press conference they had on June 19th. Okay, back to the Spaulding court. And they got the stage and the band kind of like set up. We're getting closer to the point where we'll be ready to rumble. There's the food. They even recycle here.
Presenters, we're about to get started. We've got plenty of room here in the front. We've got benches, we've got tables. Don't be afraid. Don't everyone decide to be in the back.
Okay, we got plenty of pretty flowers. We'll take a closer look at the little park behind the Spaulding court. So they have some artwork and plenty of benches. Time for a reflection or the like. I am a Detroit person, probably. A human being. Yeah, they have some artwork out here. The pink flamingo. Yeah, we'll check out the event, and then even a little more urban planning for sure. Make love, not war. Picnic tables, yeah, this is, there's a lot of green space through here. So it's almost like I even want to contact the city and say, okay, what property is available? Because a lot of it's city-owned. But I'm sure there's developers that probably have plans. If already they don't have them, they're thinking about doing something pretty quick. Because with the Ford redevelopment, you're talking this is easy bike distance to the depot.
I landed here in 2009 with a band and a dream. It wasn't long before I started finding myself in the many musical sanctuaries of our neighborhood. In the beginning, I can remember first stepping into the Trumbullplex, Crow Manor, and even that shack across from Woodbridge Pub. These spaces were all working at keeping it deep. I've learned and experienced in these spaces. Over the years, I've also been lucky enough to see local businesses take shape and come into their own. Some have definitely predated my time here, but I'm constantly inspired by PJ's Lager House, Brooklyn Street Local, Onassis, Dry Goods, Hello Records, the Recycling Center, and there's too many more places. But I guess this is me thanking all the folks who have kept the best interests of our neighbors and neighborhood in mind while making this one of the most vibrant places to live in the city, if not the entire world. I'm blessed to be here at Spaulding Courts and grateful for this suit. This is where ideas come to get actualized in a creative way that harbors culture in our community. I thank you all for coming out and being part of this wonderful phenomenon. I'm going to rock a quick song.
It would keep all our time working on our own new kingdom. Put in all our time, things are gonna change somehow. If we give up all our work, being taught deserving since birth, yeah, if we put in all our hard work, things are gonna change someday. Maybe we can't stay.
He's going to point at you, and then we'll, to wrap it up and get to the end, and then there will be some time for clarifying questions. So if you don't get to everything, hopefully someone will ask a really pointed question to take you the rest of the way. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? We're live in Detroit.
Who wants to go to an outdoor dinner today? But then it cleared up and it's beautiful, and I'm really grateful to see so many faces. And really just thank you for pledging your time and your money and your ears to supporting this awesome dinner and all these great organizations presenting. I'm here to talk to you about my film, Alive in Detroit. Alive in Detroit's a feature-length documentary about our nation's and our city's healthcare crisis and how people who are locked out of our healthcare system can access care just through the generosity of others. My story starts back in 2014 when my mother, who had been uninsured for about 5 years, found herself in an emergency.
For the entire project, or are you renting equipment?
So up until this point, I've used almost all of my own equipment. I have a Canon 5D Mark III and a range of audio equipment. To film the teaser trailer that's up now, which you can reach on the cards that were handed out earlier, I hired on a couple of guys from the documentary that I'll take out to the public and to potential investors that will help me raise the money I need to approach production and later post-production. So while my budget is fairly vast, this kind of crucial initial funding will really help me get me going in terms of approaching people and really selling this film out there in the wider world.
Detroit Soup Process, who has recently won a citywide soup for his ongoing project. Without further ado, please welcome Akeem McClurkin for Artist Heaven.
Hello, how's everyone? So before I say a word about anything that
I decided to take a little detour. Some of the presenters have presented at other Detroit soups in other neighborhoods, so I was familiar with their presentation. But anyways, going through this high grass area here, but I'm approaching a building and I'm hearing some hammering work. It's like, what's going on? But my evil twin wanted to get a closer look. The Spaulding Court's certainly a unique building with the stone structure. This building here, though, more than likely would probably be scheduled for demolition. Can't imagine it holding out much hope as being cost effective to refurbish this. But everything kind of has a life cycle to it. Yeah. So there would certainly be projects. Certainly, you can't just go to every neighborhood and figure everything's going to be easy peasy, squeezy, whatnot. There's always going to be some elbow grease involved and the like. But these community events are good for showcasing good ideas.
And the idea that we fell upon that everybody really seemed to like was a bike scavenger hunt. The idea is instead of a race where you have a lot of people, jostling for space on a road, endangering everyone else's safety, instead let's send them in every direction at once and send everybody on a really great adventure throughout the city, mainly throughout greater southwest Detroit, but also creating an opportunity for people to venture out and explore the city that they call home. So with that, this concept was born. At this point, we have a date, which is Sunday, August 26th, a general framework, and now we're just in the planning phases and trying to do everything we can to get support to make sure this event is a success. So the main things that we need: one, we need a name. So for everybody that's creative and clever, that's going to talk to me afterwards. Bike scavenger hunt is not the best name for an event of this nature, I don't think. So if you got any good ideas, come talk to me afterwards. I'd love to hear what you got. Also, it takes money to put on an event like this. You want to be able to just do basic things like get t-shirts for our volunteers, have really cool prizes for the winners of this event, and also pay for any incidentals that come up along the way. On top of that, one thing we're trying to do is really engage the youth in creating this event. And so we're doing weekly youth rides. We're going to go out and scope out the community. On top of that, we need volunteers. Putting on an event like this.
He's got a bicycle scavenger hunt kind of thing planned. Kind of a bike tour scavenger hunt combined kind of a deal. August 26th.
Yes, sir. Well, I think, so the question is, what would be a scavenger thing you could find? I think that we want to be equal parts bike and just interesting things that people may not know about their city. So some unique bike landmarks we might send people to are the Lexus Velodrome over by Eastern Market, the Bacon Race Velodrome, which is way out on the east side. Interesting art pieces, interesting community institutions, maybe Spaulding Court, maybe the Hot Stove, maybe the Pink Flamingo. You know, again, based on whether they might, maybe some combination of the two. Any other questions?
Oh, it says dinner by 5:30. Oh my gosh, is it soup yet? I'm hungry. No, we still got more presentations. We had a late start. But there's the websites, the Facebook thing, email. There you go.
We're going to hear from Scott Murphy from A Ton of Records.
I'm the head tech at Tangent Gallery. I freelance interviews all over the city. And I also made a record label last year to help my friends get their music on Spotify, iTunes, and all of that stuff that you need to do to be a band. And it's a huge pain in the butt. You have to over this year. I started wondering if I could do it for real instead of a fake label where I just help out my buddies. What could I do to make it a more sustainable and real opportunity for bands in Detroit? So I started building out a studio space. I have a ton of microphones and preamps and compressors and 20 different than it is. So I'm building an isolation room in my studio space. So I work with them to cut a full-length album and an EP, and that EP is on Spotify right now. It's EP 2. Yeah. River Spirits on Spotify. Oh, right.
I'm checking out the vegetation here a little bit. There's obviously a few people that have green thumbs along here. You get to vote between the 4 presentations as to what you think, oops. There we go. If I can, Artist Heaven is the last one, so. And the winner, there's your ballot box. The winner gets all the proceeds from the event, which is a great thing. It's kind of like seed money.
Okay, my name is Dana, and I'm one of the board members with Friends of Detroit Animal Care and Control. If you haven't heard of the city shelter, it is the open intake, not the Humane Society, but the Animal Control Center for all of Detroit. There's one building, and we are a nonprofit arm of that building. We work hand in hand with the shelter. We do fundraising for things like sterilization in the community. We try to do some outreach things to help people keep their dogs instead of surrendering them to the shelter. And then we try to help the animals while they're at the shelter. So we can always use volunteers. We've got info sheets back there. You can find us on Facebook. Our website is friendsofdacc.org. And if you have any questions, Margot and I will be here to answer them. So thanks for having us out.
And Bobcat Bonnie. So, I know, right?
It's time to vote, and there I go. I place my ballot, and then it's soup time. Oh, look at this, spinning Motown. Yeah. Yeah, they're certainly in the groove here. So the soup line has formed. Okay, city do not cut because they don't want to. The city makes or cuts it for you, and then they charge you. You're going to pay an arm and a leg. There it is, the depot. And I got plenty of footage from the press conference, so I got a backlog of video. Even after this show, I got almost 3 hours of video to tear through. So the next 3 weeks are spoken for. I don't edit, unfortunately. I don't do that. I could edit 3 hours down to 1, probably. But it's not my style. That's what my evil twin says. Just go with the flow. The CPA building, boy, that's a neat triangular-shaped building. That'd be nice to see that, something happen there. But yeah, Ford is going to redevelop Corktown, so it ain't going to be quite the same as it has been the last few years. Things are going to be booming over there. Exciting times, to be sure. I can't wait to see all the developments, all the talk about downtown and midtown. That's all great. Eastern Market, that's all well and good, but we got to have something good happening in every neighborhood. So Corktown is well spoken for now with Ford Motor. And this North Corktown area is going to get a lot. It's going to be in the eyesight of a lot of people now because it's walking distance, certainly cycling distance to all that activity. In fact, I'm going to walk across I-75 and patronize a few of the bars over there, or at least one. But look at the nice ironwork here for Spaulding Court. Yeah, I wonder who owns the place, to be honest with you, because it's like partially inhabited. They have handcrafted ale even at these places. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at what you have here, the different varieties of soup. Well, that is a good question there. Well, having a good bowl of soup and a piece of bread, that's going to help. That'll be stick to your ribs type stuff. Hey, we got some music. Must have been starving. I went and got myself another bowl of soup. And it was good. Oh, we'll take a little bit of a tour through one of the uninhabited buildings. My soup there just for a New York minute. All right, well, let's take a peek here. Need some paint to be sure. Maybe this is like, I got the lawnmower in here. Maybe this is just a storage room. But yeah, it'd be nice maybe somewhere down the way you hear about plans where this would be renovated and redone. And I didn't have my handy dandy flashlight, so yeah, a little dicey walking around when you don't have a flashlight. But anyways, that gives you an idea of the I guess you could call them apartments. Would be too small to rent out like condos or whatnot, but probably 1 or 2 bedroom units.
make your selection and put your ballot in the box. We're going to hear a couple more songs, and then we're going to announce the winner. So put your ballots in the box.
Bit of a puzzle to get the canopy down, but that was done, and here we're going to announce the winner.
Money has been counted. Thank you all so much. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming together and making this happen. We have $317 to give the winner of tonight's soup at Spaulding. We don't have a date for our next event, so please follow us on Instagram at Spaulding Soup, or we're on Facebook, Soup at Spaulding. We would love to see you in the future. If you have a super cool idea, just submit. We want to hear your cool idea. Maybe we have ideas. Maybe we want to have you up here next time. If you know someone with a cool idea, tell them to submit. It only takes a minute, and we can't put this event on if we don't have presenters. So, and a quick announcement before we continue to announce the winner. I've been informed that the North Corktown Neighborhood Association is starting a monthly bar night. It takes place on the first Wednesday of every month, an exception being next month since it's the 4th of July, so it'll be the second Wednesday. It's at Nancy Whiskey, just around this corner over here. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. if you live in North Corktown.
I know exactly where that is.
7 to 9, first Wednesday of the month. Any other community announcements before we announce the winner? No? Okay. This is a volunteer-led effort. Mike Dukoski, myself, Lisa, Scott, Leslie's not here. We've got a team of people. We put our free time into making this event happen. We collect soup donations. We solicit project ideas from people we know. If you want to be involved, we would love, love, love to have your help. Get in touch. And we hope that we're going to see all of you at future soup events. So I'm going to let you all go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And I'm going to hand this $317 off to Shiraz Ahmed, alive in Detroit.
Thank you all so much. This is a really great vote of confidence. I've been plugging away at this for a year, and a lot of it's been very discouraging and difficult because making a film is goddamn hard. So it's always nice to find people who believe in the idea and who believe in the story and want to spread the message out there about how you can get access to health and how to live a healthy life. Thank you so much, and have a good night, and thanks for coming out. And thanks for the amazing performers. That was awesome. Great music. Loved you, man.
Good point. I want to thank Brian Foreman and
Okay, there's the address, but yeah, they have regular events here at the Spaulding Court, but they have them throughout the city. There's an East Side one. The Jam Handy building on East Grand Boulevard is the main one. Hey, look at the star. We need more Detroit stars, for sure. But again, here I'll check through the neighborhood. There's a nice block of homes that are still intact. Wood frame housing, you got to put the extra time and effort to keep those in good shape. But here the Teamsters, they have a local here. And then getting close here, we're in the shadows now of the Motor City Casino Hotel in Trumbull. That should harken back to people that are familiar with baseball. That might ring a few bells. But yeah, we're not too far from Michigan and Trumbull. And that's where the Tigers used to play. This has been around for a few years. I haven't been back since they painted it up, but this is the, like, container house. And you can see the doors still there, kind of letting you know that's how it was built, but it would be neat. They did have tours back in the day, but I'd love to take a spin and just see how they went about that. Sockatoom, yeah, it's 50 years since those 68 Tigers. Yeah. What was it? Al Ackerman had he started the phrase, I think it was him, Sockatoom Tigers, and boy, that caught on, and what a magical year that was. And I was 8 years old at the time, so that was those are like magical baseball years when you're still in the single digits of life. But boy, was I so proud of those Tigers. Here, a monumental kitty. So here's some artwork done with bricks. You can see the depot off in the background. And the detour, I just can't help it. The best laid plans always go awry. But, yeah, this was an awesome cloud day. Okay, now they're going to have tunnel vision here, or bridge vision. But this was the big pedestrian overpass. A lot of people parked in this North Corktown area and then made their way to Michigan and Trumbull, which we can see here. And some people are playing there, and now they're part of the Detroit Police Athletic League. I'm not sure. I didn't get any further information, but yeah, it's like a practice going on. And they even have detours for bikes. And the oldest neighborhood, well, this would be Corktown proper, or maybe even South Corktown. I don't know if they call it such a thing. Oh, gonna check out the second level here, the Corktown Tavern. Yeah, a nice place for live music.
It's nice.
Yeah, Brick Stadium. That was a little bit before my time. I knew it as Tiger Stadium. Tigers. Arr. Look at the bar area, though, with the baseball bats. Guinevere took me for a spin around town, which was nice, or a spin around the bar. And the factory, now Ford owns this, too. It was an old hosiery factory. So hosiery is like socks or nylons or whatnot back in the day. But, oh, the eye in the sky. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, they're watching all over the place. I'm going to have just a few minutes here to show the Detroit River Tunnel. I'm going to jump ahead. This was June 3rd. I'm going to jump to July 24th. Okay, I'm going to press stop. I'll have the blue screen just for a minute here. Okay, one tape's out. I'm going to hop to some more current video that I took on Sunday. Okay, press play. And this will round out the top of the hour. Yeah, back to Mother Nature, though. A lot of green spaces, certainly in Detroit. And artists have made their mark, certainly through these parts also. The underpasses. This is where, and we had a lot of rain recently, so no, I'm not in Canada. I'm just off of Fort Street here, and this warehouse has just been refashioned with new windows. So, and I'm not sure what the story is on this. Business, apartments, a combination of both. All right, everything has its day in the sun, even those purple plants. More graffiti. The DeQuinder Cut is certainly known for the urban artists and so forth, but there's still plenty of areas where artistry is taking place. There's a little booze with their painting, apparently, but quite colorful. You don't live till you're ready to die. Wow, that's heavy. Uh-oh, I've been spotted. Well, there's some urban living, too. Some people have set up camp. They talk about, like, camping in Detroit. Maybe not so much by choice, but people have their own encampments. And under the, well, this is kind of like sub-level here. It's under Fort Street and a few other streets. Lafayette runs through there, Howard. But yeah, a lot of green stuff. I really have to cut through. It's like the Amazon here. I got to cut through and make my way through the spores type thing. There's a little... with the recent rain, things were a little swampy, too. But I'm trying to get to the Detroit River Tunnel, so I'm kind of south of the train station right now. I'm trying to look for the path of least resistance. But, yeah, took a while. But yeah, there were some homeless people that had, you know, making their living down here. But in a past life, we had trains that came through here. There were the remnants of a couple, a rail line there. It was probably a double track, but I'm thinking the tracks ran from where the old train station was. They said was at 3rd and Jefferson. So I think those train tracks actually led back to that neighborhood. Here I'm looking at the name of the business then. I'll get a better view of it later. But it's a paper company. There's the depot. Now the idea with these train tracks, there's 2 levels, above ground and a couple of lines that are going to run underground, under the Detroit River to Windsor. And how cool would it be if people could stay at the hotel there at the train station and then go to Toronto? Okay, here we go. Detroit River Tunnel. There you have it. So it's a double tunnel kind of a thing. And they even have stairs to take you down. And it 1909. So now back in the day, there used to be at post 9/11, there would be security people watching the tunnel. They were afraid of illegals or terrorists. That track is rusty, so that track is not being used. There you can see the shiny rails. The larger of the 2 tunnels, the one that was retrofitted so it could have double containers, is on the left there. Wow, when I turn around. But you can see the proximity to the train station. How cool would it be to spend a night at the train station, hop on a train, take this under the Detroit River, and take it to Windsor or Montreal? Look, it's like they chipped away at the top of the tunnel so they could make it higher. See the nice curvature there? So I don't know if they used jackhammers, and that's how they made the tunnel so it could accommodate those double trailers or double stacked containers. Looks like they're doing some work on the wall here, repairing a crack. And no, we're not in Canada, although this is a international commerce building. And the weeds, kind of nice. Okay, we're gonna get a look. This looked like it was an entrance at one time, so I'm not sure. But here it is, the Seaman Patrick Paper Company. And they have some nice grounds around here. But yeah, if Ford, they're redoing the depot and whatnot, and great for Corktown, and they're the mobility company, we should stress to them, God, don't pass up on the opportunity to still have a little train action taking place there. And even if they can't pull it off with customs and whatnot and do it to Toronto, at least they should do something with Chicago and have people board the train there and take it to Chicago. And if they don't use it as a hotel at all for any of the floors, then somebody has to look at building a hotel there. Just saying. If I had the money, I'd do it. There's other encampments for the homeless people, too, and I realize, quite honestly, I'm 2 steps away from being in that boat. You know, you lose your job, you lose your health, boom, you could be right there. Quicken Loans has a gated compound, and when you say gated, it certainly is gated. They got an imposing type fence there, and then the brick walls with very few windows. It's like, what the hell's going on in there? But yeah, they're certainly concerned with security, to be sure. But at the end of this street is Pony Ride, and it's got 2 addresses, 1401 Vermont, which is the end of the street, or 2000 in Porter, which I guess on your perspective is the start. I don't know. It could be the start or the end. But yeah, it's the first time I've seen 2 addresses. Hey, a dance class. Not for everybody's eyes, I guess. No, actually, I just wanted to take a peek. I've heard a lot about this pony ride and have been by here before. Here's an old, packing factory. They kept cold storage. But yeah, I'm taking a look at the Pony Ride building. They have a campfire area set up in the back, and it looks like they're into the urban-friendly farming type stuff. But they have murals all over the place, so the wheels are turning. Motown Madness. Oh, yeah. Detroit is mad in its own way, for sure. We have an interesting vibe in the city. But, yeah, I wanted to take another look at the tunnel. So, yeah, there used to be a U.S. Homeland Security, and, yeah, post 9/11, they were afraid that everybody from Canada was going to try to tromp in through the U.S. by using the tunnel. So they had 24/7 security. But the one on the left is the one that I guess has been chipped away so it can have those double containers, because it's just a little bit higher than the one on the right. But I was trying to see how far in I could take a look. I wasn't lucky enough to have a train come by. It's still certainly used for freight trains, but how cool would it be if we could use it for people traffic, tourism? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Do a tour package that included Toronto and Chicago, along with Detroit. We would start in Detroit and leave from Detroit. We'd be the monkey in the middle, but yeah, we just got to get away from that fear factor, that concertina of wire there, security things kind of imposing. Craig made his mark here. Yeah, we're going to take another look at this dance studio. Yeah, class was in session.
Here we go. Tell a story.
that looks like too sexy and stuff. I don't think that's for family viewing. We're going to cut away from that. Just kidding. No, dance is important, and fashion too. Detroit should do more on the fashion scene. All right, this is the construction company that's redoing this warehouse right on 4th Street. And big open air windows. This address is 1701. And you have Urban Art up top. Yeah, they're spending some money on repurposing that building. Here, now these are classics. These are more manageable. But the abandoned fire stations, and there's still some to be had in the city of Detroit. But yeah, to repurpose a fire building, how cool is that? This was, well, parking only for the Stay Cut people. The post office. There you have it. And that building kind of stands out, certainly in this late afternoon sunlight. And the building with the cherry on top, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think it's just lit all the time now in the evening. McCarthy's, that was a place for some blues music, but it doesn't seem like anything's happening there right now. There's still a lot of room for improvement. This certainly is kind of 4th Street, certainly a commercial area. But yeah, they were doing work on here. They even have the lights. They're fairly new. They're still in their plastic bags. But yeah, good bit of construction taking place here. And when it's all said and done, well, maybe they'll have an open house and we can check it out. But yeah, but the main point I wanted to check, looking at the Detroit River Tunnel, oh, there's my evil twin. It connects with Canada, and it's like, man, if Ford's going to do that Corktown thing, you know, and we're all going to put in our 2 cents. That's definitely my 2 cents. Don't avoid the thought that, you know, trains went through that place and that you're going to continue some form, some semblance of train traffic. And, man, if you could go under the Detroit River to Toronto, you'd have no problem selling the tickets. In fact, my dad, our family is from Canada. My dad came to work from Ford. He came in 1956 from Montreal. So our family, our relatives were all, they're in Canada. Anyway, so first generation American for me. So my dad was an immigrant. I'm first generation, born in Detroit. But the family, years ago, when I was in single digits, went to the Windsor train station, and lo and behold, the Detroit Red Wings were getting ready to board a train and take it to Toronto. So it was kind of neat. And I got Gordie Howe signature, Frank Mahavlich's signature. Oh, the coaches. I'd have to get the hat now. So it was kind of neat. But, boy, to bring back those days. But still, the train should be used irregardless. So it would go under the Detroit River and on to Windsor, which we're getting a peek of here now. And I think they settled that strike now. So Caesars Windsor Casino is open. And then downstream is the Ambassador Bridge. And soon the skyline may change if we build that Gordie Howe Bridge. Even the Matt Maroon, the Suns hinting they might build their own bridge. We'll see what happens. So right across there, there's a little train action there, but somewhere around there is where the Detroit River Tunnel would surface. I'm going to have to check that out. Thanks for watching. Good night.